Hi everyone, it's Chenso from Reality Art Pod, here to take part in the Season 50 episode marathon. Thought it would be fun to recap these classic episodes in the style of my channel, giving them the whole treatment, starting with Survivor Season 16, Micronesia, Episode 13 titled, If It Smells Like a Rat, Give It Cheese. If you like this video, you'll love my same day recaps of Survivor 50 episodes, so consider liking, subscribing, and using my link to try Paramount Plus for free. But let's dive into it. Here's where we're at in the game. Eric is the last man standing, and he won immunity last week, forcing the women to vote out one of their own. Alexis, Eric, Natalie, and Suri voted for Amanda, but when Amanda played her idol, 2 votes for Alexis from Parvati and Amanda were enough to send Alexis home. So let's dive into it. It's night 33 on the Dabu tribe. Even though Suri voted for Amanda, Amanda trusts that Suri considered going to rocks enough to Amanda's satisfaction. So Amanda still trusts Suri. The next morning, Eric and Natalie agree that Amanda has to go. Eric tells us Amanda made him look like a fool last night. Eric wants to find the idol on Exile and use it to ruin Amanda's day. Natalie is Eric's closest thing to an ally at this point. Suri, Parvati, and Amanda are still in agreement of their final 3. Suri proposes that the girls get to work on Eric, suggesting that Amanda should tell Eric that she forgives him and ask Eric to send Parvati to exile if he wins the reward challenge. So Amanda goes right ahead and talks to Eric. Props to Amanda for being such a writer. She acts with no hesitation here and is a pretty good actress. Amanda tells us she's manipulating Eric, telling Eric that Natalie wants Eric to go to exile so he can get weaker, and Amanda tells Eric they need to send Parvati there to get weaker herself. She calls Eric a genius and he agrees. They head to their reward challenge, a quiz about past seasons. They'll be playing for a helicopter ride to a luxury resort, massage, meal, overnight stay, and the ability to send one person to exile, where a new immunity idol is hidden. This is also the last round where an idol can be played. Compare this reward to the reward on season 49, where the reward was Mexican food and letters from home. Rewards have become so lame over time. So they play the trivia game, asking what season notable events are from. I get they did this challenge because it's a fan-involved season, but they should do something like this again on 50. So they get started. This is no competition. Eric is a super fan who knows all the answers. The others know some, but Eric pretty easily wins this reward. He chooses to send Parvati to exile and says he gave Amanda his word to take her on reward. She gives him a big hug, telling him he totally redeemed himself. The grift that these ladies are running on Eric this entire episode is actually insane. Back at camp, Natalie is so annoyed that Eric didn't send her to exile, which would give her the opportunity to get an idol, and he didn't even take Natalie on the reward. Suri continues to egg Natalie on against Eric. Suri is loving Natalie being stressed. Natalie says if it looks like a rat, smells like a rat, and Suri finishes, give it cheese. Oop, they came together like the anti-Eric Wonder twins to say the thing. Eric and Amanda head on their reward, with Eric telling us, if you brought Natalie, there would be no relaxation. You're right, Eric. Had you brought Natalie on this massage reward at a resort, there would have been no relaxation. So they're getting massages, they are moaning in ecstasy, which is just a bit much, and they head to dinner where Eric's hair is laid. Look at the layers, the sheen, the volume. What he lacks in that head, he makes up for on top of it. On Exile, Parvati is sunbathing. It seems like all she's been given is this beach towel. Parvati tells us she doesn't care if she finds the idol. All she cares about is Eric and Natalie not having it. If one wins immunity, they'll just vote the other out. The reward players get back to camp. Natalie is still pissed, stabbing her coconut and making sure that Eric's relaxation is over. Suri clocks into work, pulling up to Eric, telling him that Natalie's upset with him for not choosing her. Eric proposes a final 3 with Suri, including Parvati. Natalie overhears this whole conversation and tells us she could have bitch slapped him like his mother. Suri and Natalie fill Amanda in on this conversation, giggling about how Eric is telling them all different plans, which Eric owns up to in confessional. Amanda tells Eric he needs to pick a side. Eric knows he needs to win immunity as they head to their immunity challenge, where Parvati, who really did not try to find the idol, joins them with a fresh tan. They'll need to use symbols as coordinates to cross ropes and dig up 3 bags of puzzle pieces, then solve 3 puzzles. The first player to finish wins immunity. Remember how simple things once were? If this were now, this would be part 1. They get started with Eric getting to a quick lead, finishing his first puzzle before the others even start theirs. Suri's doing well too, but Eric is on some other ish. He's been good at challenges all season. He blows this out and wins a much needed immunity, spelling out guaranteed final 4 on this puzzle. Back at camp, it's pretty obvious at this point. Natalie's going home. The other girls even tell her, right now, it's her. Parvati says if Eric didn't have immunity, it would be him. Suri's wheels quickly start turning, and she suggests, what if we can get Eric to give up this necklace? Amanda is hyping Suri up. This shows there are no bad ideas in a brainstorm. Suri tells Natalie she can tell Eric that giving Natalie the necklace would redeem him, and that would make Suri trust him, so Suri will vote Amanda out if he gives up the necklace. Natalie is skeptical, but she agrees to go along with it. She proposes to Eric that they get Suri to vote with them for Amanda. He's got his doubts, asking, why do I have to give up my immunity for this plan to happen? Natalie says it will help him look good in front of the jury. So Eric goes to talk to Suri, who tells him she doesn't trust him, and there's only one way to gain her trust, to give up immunity. Once he does it, she'll know that's the sign that they're going to vote out Amanda. Cerie tells us if Eric takes that necklace off, his torch will be snuffed so quick he won't even have time to blink his eyes. Cerie continues to prep Amanda ahead of Tribal, practicing their acting. Eric's main issue with the plan at this point is he wants to switch the vote from Amanda to Parvati. He's worried that Parvati will save Amanda with an idol from exile, which doesn't really matter, but informs the girls that they really have Eric listening. They go to Tribal where they talk about Eric double dealing and making alliances with everyone left in the game, with all 5 players, including Eric, nodding to the jury and agreeing that Eric is sketchy. Amanda gets heated, telling Eric it's too late. Jeff asks Eric what it would take for him to win the game. He basically says he has no chance and needs redemption. Cerie says his actions will show more than his words. Before the vote, Eric announces that he's giving his individual immunity to Natalie. Everyone's shocked. The girls can't believe they pulled this off. The jury's reaction, priceless. Eliza gagged. James cracking up laughing. Even the amount that they're laughing feels restrained. I would be rolling on the floor. They get to voting, and we see all the votes as the women vote for Eric, with Cerie saying you can't always beat them with muscles, but you can beat them with your brain. And Parvati saying Eric will go down as the dumbest player in the history of Survivor. Jeff reads the votes. There's 1 vote in that thing for Parvati, and 4 for Eric, who's voted out but takes it well. James celebrates no longer being the dumbest survivor ever. So that ends Eric's first run on Survivor. This really was a damn shame that he squandered this opportunity so badly, but also there was no way, realistically, he was winning this jury. Second place still gets a lot of money than the award for dumbest player ever does. Even watching this multiple times, I cannot believe he fell for this. I need to ask the audience, is this still the dumbest move in Survivor history? This set a bar, and for me, no one since has come close to that bar. But don't worry, Eric will be back to redeem himself slightly on a future season. This episode was a work of fine art. In just 60 minutes, we got 2 challenges, and the entire story, every detail of this blindside painted perfectly. Everyone played their part, but it really was Cerie orchestrating the whole thing. From even before Eric winning immunity, they were running game on Eric. Cerie absolutely should have won this season. Also, justice for Natalie Bolton, who has not returned since this season, which is insane. But that's all I have to say about this episode. Let me know in the comments, what did you think of this classic episode? If you like this video, consider liking and subscribing. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to Tocantins to check in on Coach. Until then, you know where to find me. Bye.